Today, I'm pleased to welcome Fabio Vitali, the Vice President of Marketing at Sofidel America. Fabio, welcome.
Hi, Jeff. Thank you very much for having me today. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here and talk to you and with you about sustainability and Sofidel.
Yes, it's an important topic. Sofidel is a great example. I know we're going to peel back the layers that make up Sofidel, that not only produces quality paper products, but sets the example as a responsible company globally. But we're going to focus, I think, on the United States for the most part.
Yes, we are. And I think that even if we are only 10 years in the United States, we just celebrated our anniversary last year.
Congratulations.
During 2022. Thank you. I think we did a good job, and there are a lot of achievements we can talk about. So let's the ball rolling.
Okay, so I've got a few questions for you. My first one, Fabio, is thinking about Sofidel and all that it does. How does sustainability fit into Sofidel's business goals?
Yes, sustainability, in fact, has always been a focus on. Sofidel has been always focused on producing high quality paper products with the planet and the people in his mind. You know, sustainability is embracing not just environment, but also social and governance. But in our perspective, the first real efforts have been directed towards the environment. So we aim to be a responsible company in reducing the carbon footprint and provides product to our stakeholders that they can feel good about using those products. And our growth strategy aligns pretty much with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is a methodology that was introduced in 2015, I think. And the United Nations developed 17 goals, and we adopted 8 of these goals. For example, we are incorporating CO2 emissions reduction strategies, certified pulp strategies, water quality preservation, and plastic reduction, which is an important issue nowadays for Sofidel and for the world.
Good information. I've seen many of these examples at trade shows, and it's impressive what you're doing.
Thank you.
Talk to us about this. Can you explain how Sofidel's products and processes are sustainable? Get into some details there.
Well, thank you for this question, because it's giving the opportunity to go a little bit more in detail. You know, there are a lot of companies that tend to claim that they are virtuous or good relative to sustainability. And the reason is because sustainability is a mega trend. There are 2 mega trends nowadays, sustainability and digitalization, let's say, relative to business. And sustainability is in the agenda of everyone. So getting an opportunity to go a little bit in detail is important because of that, because we can then demonstrate with facts that sustainability is part of our competitive edge and not just is part of our wording. So when it comes to sustainability at Sofidel, we start with how we source our materials. So in the manufacturing process of paper making, every paper company needs the raw material. The most important raw material is pulp. So these are fibers that came in a physical form of sheets that are very heavy and very without water, very dry. So the majority, if not 100% of our pulp resources or supply is certified FSC, which is the Forest Stewardship Council. And what does it mean? Typically, what we say is that every tree that is cut, there are 3 trees that are replanted, which is a good claim. It is actually true. But to be a little bit more precise and more exact in this FSC is a system of volunteer action from companies that are manufacturing, let's say, pulp, to let the forest to be checked by an external organism and guarantee the sustainability and the management of the forest. So it's not just how many trees you cut and how many trees you plant, but it's also how the soil is managed, which kind of approach you have, shifts, work labor, and a bunch of other things. So having a product that is certified FSC is important because it guarantees to consumers or to communities or professional users that the product is really coming or is really made with sustainable perspective. So to guarantee that the permanence of forest, in this case, in time. And another aspect that is important for Sofidel when it comes to how we package our products for shipment, we actually have a recent goal that has been set a couple of years ago, a goal to reduce plastic waste. So our goal is currently to reduce by 50% within 2030 compared to 2013 levels. It's a very challenging objective for our target. And the majority of these is going to come by reducing the quantity or revising the use of the plastic in our primary packaging and secondary packaging. So it's really something that consumer or communities will appreciate in realizing that there is no packaging or, no plastic, or our packaging are plastic free. We're also looking at alternative packaging options like PCR, so like post-consumer recycled plastic or other type of alternative materials like biodegradable, compostable plastic and things like that. And furthermore, Sofidel is big on transparency. So we invite our suppliers to adopt a voluntary disclosure program. We call it 10P, sorry. And basically is a program where we try to align our supplier in a virtuous or in a positive approach. This is a very important program because, Jeff, if you think that any effort that a company can do in the value chain, right, is kind of minimal towards the full value chain impact towards the environment. So if you don't involve from the beginning to the end all steps of the value chain, basically you are going to just contribute in a minimal part. So by doing this, I think is a very important approach. Sometimes we don't stress that enough, but it's a very important approach to create a culture of sustainability and involvement towards suppliers.
Impressive. All the details and the behind the scenes activities to make this happen are amazing.
Right.
So, wow.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's talk about this. Thinking about Sofidel's sustainability goals driving its expansion, especially in the United States. How does that work?
Yes, thank you. What first comes to mind is our national footprint. So is highly efficient. Our strategy. So what we produce, what we manufacture, maybe our listener know, but sometimes they don't know, or maybe they don't realize. But thinking about paper products are bulky and light. So when you transport rolls of paper, you transport a lot of air. So you need to be highly efficient in this transportation. And the strategy of Sofidel is to position plants close to consumption. Basically, this is driven by demography. So when you have plants close to consumption, you reduce the lanes. So your distribution cost, but also your distribution impact relative to sustainability and pollution is very minimized. So currently we have 6 plants and an head office. The head office, so the headquarters is in Philadelphia for Sofidel America. And the plants are in Florida, Mississippi, Nevada, Ohio, Oklahoma, and Wisconsin, which is a must to have. Wisconsin for a paper company, a lot of paper companies sitting there. The reason I was saying why our plants are special, are spaced out this way is to, as I said, is to get close to demography. So where people are sitting, where consumers are. And so we try to reduce the distance, I was saying, and the lanes in this perspective. And we prioritize new plants towards acquisition for this reason. The benefit to acquire companies is you get also customer portfolios, but normally you get old assets or older assets, and you don't have the shape of the plant as you want and in the place that you want. So in the since we came in the United States, when we came in the United States, we had 3 plants, Jeff, 3 plants. And now we have 6 plants. So we created 2 new plants from scratch, and we reshape all the others. And with also some smaller relocation to get a little bit more efficient.
So I don't know if you remember this, Fabio, but I was at the Circleville opening, the
Oh,
celebration. Yeah,
yeah. This was an active day. It was so many years ago in my memory. But yes, I remember. I remember
yeah,
you were there. Sorry, I didn't mention before.
yeah.
This was
Along with my colleagues. Yeah,
this
it was
was a good.
impressive.
It was
Impressive.
nice, right? So
Um,
unfortunately, we couldn't do the same style of inauguration in Inola, in Oklahoma, because we opened the plant during the pandemic.
yes.
You are more than welcome to visit. You are definitely invited with whoever you want to come. It's a very similar plant to Circleville. There are a couple of differences, but people don't notice. But the most funny thing is that the offices are exactly the same. So when you get in, you think, I'm in Circleville or I'm in Inola? And even if there are thousands of miles in between, it looks like exactly the same. Yes.
Well, it was a great experience. I went into this not knowing much about your world, Fabio, but it was almost being like in a clinic. It was so clean and neat,
Yes.
and I imagine that's the controls you have to have in place. So impressive. Mhm.
Yeah, I am very glad that you noticed the cleanness because so I've been working in another company that I'm not gonna mention for politeness, I would say, but I've
Mhm.
been working in other companies and in other paper company. And I have to tell you that my first day at Sofidel was in 2009. And the first day was normally the first day when you have a new hire is walking through the offices, meeting the people. My first day at Sofidel was reception. This is your agenda. You're going to visit the plant. Wow. So that's a manufacturing company. I understand. But so, and I was impressed about the cleanliness. Me too. So it was like, and I promise you, so Stephanie was our president. He died last year, unfortunately. He was very old, but he did a great job for the company. I remember walking in the floor with Stephanie many years ago, but these details that catch your mind. And I remember, I mean, he's an important person. I remember we were walking, he was showing things here and there to me and some customer, and then he saw on the floor a little piece of paper, but little like something smaller than a business card, okay? And
Mhm.
he bended to collect it, to clean it. So it's impressive. I can tell you that it's kind of maniacal approach to cleanliness in our plant. So
Yeah.
it's very true.
Let me ask you this: how are you promoting sustainability in the Jansan industry?
And this is a very good question. Specifically, is a question that is very much in line with our ecosystem of ISSA and the distribution and what we call it away from home or
Mm.
professional hygiene, right? I can tell you it's a challenge, but to be fair, these challenges always been a challenge. And today is less a challenge than what it was years ago. As I said, when I started in this industry, that was a couple of decades ago, uh, talking about sustainability. There were companies that were talking about sustainability, but was not like a topic like distributors wanted to talk about. They were thinking, if you are giving me sustainability, okay, I'm not gonna pay more. You still need to give me the most competitive price. So, in this industry, paper is considered a cost more than an added value. And so when you add on the top a value like sustainability, it's not necessarily true that distributors and end user are going to appreciate. But this is changing for sure. So Sofidel definitely aims to be a leading sustainable paper product manufacturer. And to walk the walk, we have joined leading industry groups like the ISSA with John Atkins, for example, sustainability committee, and I am also representing Sofidel in the leadership council of the sustainability committee at the SSA. And this is something that is very important for us because is not the only way, but is I think one of the most effective way to promote sustainability in the industry. So ISSA is a great organization. They have so great programs for education, and they managed to group together so many people. So consider, Jeff, that the sustainability committee now is counting 140 people. 140 people. So it's impressive, right? It's not something that happens every day. I am in another organization a different one. It's not in the industry of just that. It's a big organization, and they have also a sustainability committee, and I'm sitting there, and it's only 30 people. To give you an idea of how powerful can be ISSA in promoting sustainability. And this is a new challenge for us, more than a challenge, a new way. And I really think that being part of this can facilitate the industry, the Janssen industry, to get more awareness about how important is sustainability.
Yeah, the council is amazing. Thank you for what you do there. I've been watching, and we have seen some of the video from that. So very nice. My last question, Fabio. Let's have you brag about yourself a little bit. What are some recent accomplishments of Sofidel and Sofidel America that you're proud of?
Yes, there are, I would say, a couple of accomplishments. I would say three, more than two. The first one I would like to mention first because it's easy. So we are very proud to have won the Sustainability Innovation Award with the ISSA for high-tech seas, which is a line of dispenser made with fishnet, ocean plastic, recovered ocean plastic. So, when you work in the away from home, you are a paper manufacturer, you always need to associate or to give to your customer dispensers, or at least this is what the big companies are doing, and we also do that. So we developed our range years ago in Europe. To be fair, years ago, we also developed a biodegradable-based plastic dispenser in Europe. We kept it in the portfolio for a while, but probably the time was premature, was too early. So the customer were not really interested in that. Probably today would be different, but in time we changed our scope and we developed a new line of product that won the SSA award. I was saying the Sustainability Award, the Innovation Award, with the high-tech seas. That is a line of dispensers made with recovered ocean plastic from fishnet. Fishnets are responsible for 10% of the pollution of the seas. So this is important. And we do that, and we leverage also our partnership with Ocean Conservancy, which is a non-profit organization that we partner with. We support them, importantly, to make sure that all the dots are connected. This is the first. The second one, we'll try to be brief, is in 2022, we celebrated the 10-year anniversary, which was a big accomplishment for us. So we work to celebrate this achievement with the employees by hosting parties with them and their families in every plant in the United States. So we had one full day in every plant in the afternoon. I can tell you, I was emotional the first time. Because the people were so kind and so accepting this kind of celebration, and I was not really expecting that. And each celebration basically highlighted the wonderful people that we have working at Sofidel. It was great to meet them and to have our CEO there. So every Saturday was for coming 6 months. We had 6 Saturdays to do that. So it was very, very nice. I'm very proud for this. So my team, Giorgia Jovi and the rest of the team, Candy, they support so much this development. And also the last things that I wanted to mention is a little bit more. Is a big achievement, but is more difficult to explain it. That's why I left it to the end. So I can take an hour now. I'm joking. I can take an hour the last minute to explain that. But in 2022, Sofidel achieved Morningstar Sustainalytics ESG industry top as a top-rated company. So basically, we ranked number one. Number one means the lowest risk in dealing with impactful elements towards the environment. So what does it mean otherwise? It means that in the household products, we are the least risky company towards impact to the environment. So being recognized, there are 110 companies that decided to disclose facts and be measured. And we were ranked number one in a panel of a group of competitors also. So I'm not going to make names, but you can imagine there are other paper manufacturers, other household product manufacturer, personal care manufacturer, and ranking number one for the full 2022 is an incredible achievement. Is incredible, and we're very proud about it. It's a little bit difficult to promote that because is one of these things that require an explanation that is beyond Fabio. Probably you, Jeffrey, will be very good in explaining that. It's difficult to explain because it's a very scientific record. So it's measured, it's tracked, it's transparent. But again, being ranked as the best one in class, the best in class in household products relative to that is a great achievement.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Great accomplishment, great story. And Sofidel,
thank you.
What a nice example of a responsible company in the corporate world globally. So, well, thank you, Fabio. Great story. We look forward to seeing Sofidel continue on its important mission. And those watching this will now know more about your company.